I'm Tip,
And I'm Orion.
and today we're going to be talking about The Tree of Life by Gustav Klimt. First thing I see that the painting was showing was a Eros love and a fellatio love, but not a good fellatio love, you could say, because she was the lady on the far left. She just looks like she doesn't like them, and she just feels like she doesn't need nobody else, while they're just in their own world being happy.
Yeah, I did not see that before our conversation today. I saw agape and eros. I thought she was a godly, she was Egyptian,
Yeah.
I guess Egyptian, but I felt like she was just the bad. Oh, this is camera. She was just a bad queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bad bee, David.
A bad bee. She was a bad bee.
Yeah, because then again, I see what you're talking about there, because she could be like a pharaoh, what I was saying earlier, she's like a pharaoh.
Yeah.
And maybe that's one of her kids, and she's not going for whatever they got going on.
Yeah, but then we get to the names of the panels: the expectation, the night, and
the
embrace. And it's she's being described as this standard for women to uphold.
Mm-hmm.
That was the resonance.
Mm-hmm. And then that's where I was talking about earlier about how maybe the girl looks up to her and maybe wants to be her, and he's telling her and reassuring her that it's not like that. He doesn't want her. He doesn't want someone like her. You're perfect.
Yeah.
Because she has and you said earlier about the you can tell by the you can tell by their shapes on their clothing. Maybe they have a richer lifestyle, because on her she just has little flowers or whatever
with little hearts.
Yeah. And on his he has ovals, and she has triangles, or maybe they're from different families, but they both have money, and she's just I'm not like her, and it's just that constant reminder that she would never be like her, but he's telling her I don't want her, you're all I want,
you're good enough.
Yeah.
And so Miss Embrace lady needs some self-love
Mm-hmm.
in her life.
Mm-hmm.
From the Eros relationship she's currently in.
Mm-hmm.
But not get codependent attached. And when I was reading about it, it was he's in the underground.
Mm-hmm.
He's planted, he's rooted in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the wood grain is maybe that's her rock. That's her rock.
Yeah, because you said earlier about the wood.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a tree, and yeah, and I was thinking about how these flowers on her, maybe since they're together for say when you get married, your souls intertwine, you become one. Maybe that's what they're doing.
That is so cute. He's a blossoming tree with flowers.
Yeah. Maybe he was just how trees, you see how the tree is, it has no leaves or nothing on there. So maybe
it's a bare tree.
Yeah. He was a bare tree before he met her, and then boom. And maybe they had a past relationship, right? And she's making him blossom or whatever, and she's doing everything that she could never do. And maybe that's
even
why
though she has all this gold riches and patterned dress.
Yeah. And maybe that's why she's so salty.
That lady's happy. See, if you mind your business,
right,
you'll be happy.
Right.
Or you'll die by the blackbird.
And maybe that's how they all die. Maybe she has something to do with it, because she's jealous.
She killed them with the blackbird.
Yeah, maybe she probably did. She did a spell or something. She did a spell or something, and she's just all right, you know what? That's it. And maybe she got caught and got killed for it, because he has to be somebody's son who's a higher up.
He does look nice. Well, I don't know the standard of nice clothing in this painting, but compared to everything else,
yeah,
he's fashionable.
Yeah.
In a way, with his eyeballs.
The embrace and the expectation are polar opposites, because it shows their physical touch but she is not. Like, she wants to be alone. She doesn't want anyone touching her. And then, like, also said quality time for one. And they're like, they want to be with each other, and she's just like, she'd rather be alone. She doesn't care about who's around her or anything like that. She doesn't really care for love. Like, whereas they want to bond, and like they crave that deeper connection with each other. She doesn't care about that with anyone else. She has it with herself. That's pretty much like, that's where I was going with the Fallout love, like, on her part.
Oh wow, that makes Tree of Life make a lot more sense than the bird, because maybe they're like single relationship, death, single relationship, death, single. Hopefully you don't keep that cycle.
Twilight Zone. Maybe they're in the Twilight Zone.
And they just keep reliving the same experience until
like
she learns self-love, until she learns to love herself and not depend on a man.
Until she stops being an a-hole.
And learns to love others.
Yeah. That's what you could think of it as.
Look outward and look inward. I like that.
The different colors in the trees, like the 3 different golds or yellows, what do you want to call it? Like, you have just like darker, it's like brown. But like, it's like 3 different colors. They all like tie into each other somehow, some way.
One of them is a little gold.
Yeah, that one's good. And then like, you have this darker color, you have this lighter color here. And I was talking about how like, it all has to do with something like the yin and yang, good and evil, and like, how is the balance?
Yeah.
Because like, if it's the tree of life, like, you can't have life without good and evil. Like, you have to have that balance.
And there's the heaven and the underworld too.
Yeah, maybe that's what that is.
Or earth and the underworld, I guess. Maybe. I immediately saw their outfits, because look at them. How couldn't you be impressed by those outfits? Okay, I'm gonna start with expectations outfit first. The gold jewelry, the makeup, her style of makeup specifically. Like the very thin eyebrows that look like she's gazing into her soul. And then her dress is mixed with gold. She's tall and she's going into the flowers. And then for the embracing couple, he had a mixture of squares and wood grain. And there's just eyes everywhere. And a lot of colors that aren't present in the rest of, like, in the background of the painting. Like, they really jump off, except for the brown wood. I don't know what that's about. And then the eyes, and then the expressions of each person. Like, well, I guess not the man because you can't see him, but in the expectation, she's stoic, royal, godly, stern, and then the woman in the embracing couple is content and peaceful, which I guess goes back to that, like, she's happy, but like, she doesn't love herself. Like, she's getting her love from another person right now, and she needs to work inwardly while she's not happy at all, and she needs to. Maybe she's a little happy. She thinks she's happy because she has all the gold and the nice clothes. They use similar like styles, like the squares in his thing, and they were all made during his Gustav Klimt's golden phase. So they use a lot of gold in them. And then specifically in the kiss, there's nature tied into it, like with the ivy crown, them on a cliff, her like covered in flowers. So that was, I think, all the similarities. Oh, and being embraced by men.
Oh yeah, I was just saying, like, it was like the hug. Maybe it's still that couple, but it's like, maybe like we said, maybe it's a mother. Like, maybe it's a mother or somebody, or just like somebody. Or like, they could just represent just like love, like pure innocent love, and like, it's just someone trying to like corrupt it and just be bad, and they're just trying to like get away from all that just so they can just stay in that innocent, pure love, Or you remember I said I was talking about how human nature versus humanity. Yes. Like, the embrace could be how, life thing. That basically be how like Mother Nature is just like all about like love and just be living in harmony. While like you have, you know, the human race on the other hand as the expectation. It's just like a constant fight, but like nature's not fighting back.
She's similar to the expectation in that they're both really extravagant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this girl is covered in gold.
Mm-hmm.
That must have a lot of gold foil. And, ooh, I already said that twice. And that she's being, because in class we talked about how she's being idolized and like a person to look up to, you know, like, I mean, just look at her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and kind of similar, like she's an expectation. People are looking up to her. The person over there who might need love might be looking up to her when you really shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm. Like with my understanding of like how I saw it, like picture at first, it's just like she's despising and like resenting what they have, and so like how I saw it was like no matter what, love is gonna be stronger than like anything like around you. Like anything, like all the hate people give, or just like whatever people have to say. And I was just, I want to say like how at the end of the day, it's just you and your partner. Like it's always just gonna be you and your partner versus the world. And like whenever like you hear other people saying things about what y'all have going on in y'all's relationship, you have to remember that like they're on the outside looking in. Like they don't know more than what you tell them, and it's just like you and your partner knows everything. Like y'all know everything. Yeah. Unless it's like something really valid, then like you shouldn't take anyone's like opinion on it at all.
Back when I thought this was about agape, well, I guess it could still kind of be like agape. She's godly. Like even if she was me, she could step on me. You know, like mm-hmm. that's a bad beat right there. But I thought it was like, it shows the relationship between humans. Well, I guess similar to what you said, like the relationship between humans, earth, and life, mm-hmm. and depicts women as like this god, maybe God in this picture, I don't know, but like this like godly expectation to live up to, mm-hmm. and depicts companionship as a natural part of life and as something that will inevitably end, but necessary to continue living and having a happy life. Yeah. But now that I think it's philautia, I think it shows me that I should continue working on my self-love journey.
I like that.
Yeah. Because I don't want to be codependent. These are some profound conversations.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Duke, everything's all right. Hope you're recording music for your band and stuff, you know.
Hope Josephine doing Josephine things.
Right, hope she's jumping on the trampoline. Right.
Even though she can't really jump that far.
Peace.